Hi everyone, I'm Mims and welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. I am taking advantage of a lovely fall day and filming this outside. I've only done this one other time, but for those of you who have watched some of my videos, you may have heard me talk about Jupiter the dog, and so I'm gonna pan over to Jupiter. Hey, Jupiter. There he is. Okay, so with that, let's get into the box. So this is an unboxing. This is a deck that I have wanted for a while, and it is a shipment. I just paid for it, and it was sent really quickly, but it's from the creator of the Outlaw Oracle. Some of you who have watched my channel might know that I absolutely love this deck, and I think it's a beloved one within TarotTube and outside of TarotTube. I know there's lots of people who practice Tarot and Oracle that aren't necessarily making videos. But the Outlaw Oracle was crowdfunded and then has been in publication since, I think it came out, well, let me just double check because I forget. I think it came out in 21, but it maybe was 22. I got it in the fall of 24, and it's created by Hilary Banks Self. Let's see. And there was, I know, a slight change to the deck. Why? I feel like I've done this more recently, where twice. 22, okay. So it was crowdfunded. It's a 50 card deck. I think that's right. And it's photography, but I love this outlaw aspect. So it's based on, and pardon, there's going to be some noise in the background. And so this deck is very much based on, I would say, like the American West, and in that foundation of the outlaw country music, which started with, among many artists, but like Willie Nelson and so forth. And this deck just resonated for me. It's beautiful, it's thoughtful, it's funny, it's irreverent at times. And I feel like this deck helped me to learn how to work with other Oracle decks. I had one other Oracle deck. Well, I had a couple, but this was one, once I realized, like, oh, they're not all, you know, angels, or they're not all, I don't know. There was something about this deck that helped me to work with other decks, and I just love it. Now, I know people talk a lot about seeing your world within a deck, and this definitely feels like, I grew up in small towns in New Mexico. I've lived a good chunk of my life, not all, but a good chunk of my life in the West, and I appreciate outlaw country music and so forth. And I also just loved the originality of this deck. It's her photography, it's Hilary Banks Self. She's also really fun just to follow on Instagram. She's really creative, and yeah, I just really enjoy her work. So I got this last year, and then what has been, there's two things on my wish list, which we're gonna get into the box. So we'll just get started. One is a deck, and the other is a coloring book. And then I ordered a couple of extra goodies. And it's packed well with really good tape. You know, it's as thoughtful as the deck is. And I remembered that from the, when I got the Outlaw Oracle from her last year. And again, I'm clarifying, I bought it. The the Outlaw Oracle did go, she did another like edition or print run, and I know that a couple of the cards have changed. I don't know if it says like second edition on it or not, but I know the one that's currently in stock, there's definitely a couple of cards that are slightly different. And if you're not sure, I will include the details below of her social media and her website if you just want to look and see what else she has. Okay. So just look how pretty it is. It's all, you know, lovely packaged. And she did this with the last one, which I thought was a fun touch. She had a playing card in her as her little thank you, and I just thought that that was a really cute touch, particularly with her decks. So okay, we're gonna start with the thing. You can buy just the deck, or you can also buy it in like a combo of bundles. So I ordered, because I had already gotten the Outlaw Oracle, I ordered, and this was one that I have wanted for a while, so I ordered a little bundle, and that's why there's several little things here. So I'm going to start with this. This is, okay, for one, look how cute it is. So what we're unwrapping first is the Honky Tonk Tarot. It's a coloring book. And, okay, look at that sticker. I'm going to try to save it because I want to put it on. So I have enjoyed country music for a long time. I also love jazz. I also love rap and classical. But country definitely has its place in my music, what I play. And I remember seeing this and really wanting to get it, but for whatever reason, when I got the Outlaw Oracle, I just didn't get it. But I was interested in her Honky Tonk Tarot, and I haven't seen anybody talk about it. It doesn't mean that it is. But anyway, this is a coloring book, and it's actually like a beautifully bound book. This is by Hilary Banks Self. And then there is, I just thought it was a neat idea. So there are lots and lots of, well, I don't know about lots and lots, but there are definitely a few coloring books that are tarot decks. And in fact, last fall, I got one because it was a floral tarot deck. And it was like all of the cards were assembled. It was just a pull out and you colored them. I remember getting that one because I was interested in a floral tarot deck. And I was also interested to see if I would like coloring. I hated it as a kid, but I remember thinking, try it out as an adult. And that little project, of which I've made a video, which I'll link to below, I remember thinking, try it out and see if it's something that I enjoy. Well, I realized that I absolutely do not enjoy it, but I still wanted to get this because I think she's an amazing and beautiful photographer. I mean, creator. She is a photographer as well, because that's what the Outlaw Oracle is. But I thought that it was kind of neat that she has this collection. So she has what would be like a Rider-Waite-Smith, and then she has these color versions. I'm hoping at some point that she makes a tarot deck with these cards. but I don't know that she will, or, you know, who knows. So at the very least, I wanted them in their beauty so that I at least would have this deck, even if it's in the book form. So I'm probably not going to color it, but I definitely was excited to get it. So I'm just gonna, it's written and illustrated by Hilary Banks Self. And so you have, she talks about each page gives you a brief summary of the card's meaning and then the honky tonk associations. And then there is a black and white traditional card. And then right across from it, like here, that you have the full color honky tonk version. And then you also have a color one. That's cool. That's what I couldn't remember. So in addition to that, you also get a small, and then this one to color in as well. And then you have a place for notes. But in addition to all of that, and I'll just show a few, so like, I don't want to take away all of her creativity. I don't want to share it all, because I feel like it's a little different than like a deck. But like, look at these. They're beautiful. I think it's a really fun way to learn tarot, to relearn it, to practice. If you enjoy coloring, which I absolutely hate. So you have to know how much I love her, even though I don't know her, to get this book. But I wanted to get it anyway, and I love the photography of her, you know, like the hands and like the intro to each card. I think it's really well done. And I'm just so excited about it. I think the Hanged Man, I'm pretty sure that's Townes Van Zandt. And I love how it shows her, you know, reading and studying. Yeah, this is cool. Or Temperance. The tower is the Ryman Theater, which is where the Grand Ole Opry began. Who's the moon? Let's see. Oh, Tanya Tucker, looks like. The other thing, and it's funny because I just saw a video from Carrie's Mystical Musings where she talked about the Rhythm and Soul tarot deck. And I think she had just done a study of it. And I think within that deck or the book, it's obviously based on the name, it's based on music, but also within the book, it has songs to go with each card. That was one of the things that I loved about the Outlaw Oracle, was that very fact. She has songs associated with each of the cards, and she does that as well in here. And I just feel like that is a lovely way to learn more about tarot, or even just make it your own. I'm so in awe, I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited about getting this book. And I love how you have these color images, and then you have a blank one that you can color, and then you have, you know, upright and reverse meanings, how it corresponds with seasons and planets, and then it gives some recommended songs. And it's just, it's so great. I'm so excited and thrilled to get it. And then look how pretty this is. Look at look at the inside of her book. These pretty, those prints. So again, even if this never becomes a deck, I'm very excited to get the book. And yeah, it's a sturdy, well thought out, beautiful, beautiful book. Okay, let's get on to the other treats. This is a deck, and this is I think it's called the Desert Rites Oracle. And she has done, I think they're maybe even what you'd call like co-creators, co-conspirators. I'm not sure what the right term would be. Yana St. Lévie, if I'm saying that right. Because this deck is by Hilary Banks Self and Yana St. Lévie. And so here it is. And we'll do a flip through of this deck, and then we'll open up the rest of the goodies that I bought. Thanks to the fun little bundles, the way that she packages them. Okay, so there's the box, and there we go. So it comes out like a drawer. And the good little guidebook. And it's Oracle cards, Step Into Your Healing. And so you get a page with the card and then the meaning, and there's a keyword on the bottom. And this one resonated for me because of desert. I grew up in New Mexico, like I said, and I think like a lot of people find space and love in that, you know, sense of place, feels like where your heart belongs, in there. So these are the backs, and they're similar. They're slightly smaller. I was just going to do a comparison because the Outlaw Oracle is the size of a regular tarot deck. And so just for comparison, you can see that they're the same width, but just a tiny bit shorter. Okay. And it says, life is in a constant state of shifting, but what happens when something shifts so forcefully that it leaves you shaken and breathless? Where do you go from here? In this deck, the seeker has decided to traverse your inner desertscapes for guidance and healing. Let the wilderness become your sanctuary and rediscover that hidden power within you. Oh my goodness. Do you know how some things just hit perfectly? This very much feels like perfect timing for me. Let the winds of your transformation sweep you off your feet and leave you drenched in the magic of desert healing. Seeker, step into the desert. So I thought we could just, so I think this is, oh, I love that, the void. It looks like photography, maybe with some collage. And I'm really excited to dive into the guidebook because I know that that was written by Hilary Banks Self. And so it just looks beautiful and lovely. And you gotta love when, I feel like there are some decks where the imagery takes the forefront, and sometimes where the book takes the forefront. But I feel like in this case, I feel like it's going to be equal. You know, maybe because they are two co-creators, and I also just think that that's, you know, really neat when you find partnerships between artists that you appreciate and someone's work who you love, that you know that they've gone on to make more than one thing together. I think that there's something to that that's kind of cool. These are just beautiful. I really like that one. Exhaustion. Lay down. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun to work with. I'm excited to curl up with that coloring book and read more. I am excited to make a playlist from the songs that she has suggested in the Outlaw Oracle, in the Honky Tonk coloring book. I love how this desert feels a bit nebulous, like it could be the Southwest, it could be the Middle East, it could be, like this definitely looks like, you know, in the west of North America. You know, and we have the Zia symbols here. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So that is the Desert Rites Oracle. Step into your healing. And I don't have a box like this. That's kind of fun. It's a little different. It's like a drawer. And then it just pulls out. Yeah, that's cool. And then it stays in there nice and solidly. Oops, I didn't put the, let me put the book back. And then I know I ordered earrings. Again, I got all of these from the Outlaw Oracle. And so these were on sale, and I just thought, okay, we're doing postage, let's go ahead and get these anyway. So these are horseshoes, and oh, those are really pretty, aren't they? I'm excited. I like having short hair and then wearing dangly earrings. That's one of my very favorite things. And then okay. So I have been also intrigued by these, but also just kind of waiting for when I was going to actually order this. She has made these prayer candles. And I don't want to rip this paper. It's so pretty. Oh, cool. I'm not going to have to rip it very much. Because I love to save stuff like that for like collage to like throw in a journal or something. But this, I wanted this prayer candle. This is the Empress. It's Dolly Parton. Here's Dolly wearing her coat of many colors and reminding us of the blessings, abundance, and sweet harmony that's woven into the fabric of the grand old world. The Empress is life in bloom. Now, weirdly, Dolly Parton is one of my absolute favorites. And she's also about the age yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway, I also just happened to see that Dolly Parton just postponed what was, I think, going to be a residency in Las Vegas. And I hadn't even looked at tickets, but I had been interested in doing so. I've never seen her live, but she's postponed due to health things. And lots of people need prayers and wishes for good health. But I thought what I might do is burn this for Dolly and the world in general. And sorry, I'm going through some other stuff. I don't mean to be so like caught up in the sadness of the sickness of a celebrity. I don't even know all of the details, but I think what I'm going to do is burn this candle just in the hope of somehow let's heal ourselves and the world in little tiny ways and pieces. And so I thought I might burn this, and then I'm probably going to order another candle because I want to keep it. So anyway, that is the Dolly Parton as the Empress. And then I thought that was it. So I think she sent this to me as an extra. I don't think it was part of the bundle because it's not listed on the thing. So I think she just sent that to me. So that is the Outlaw Oracle bandana, but it can be a spread cloth. I'm pretty sure she just sent that to me extra because I'm pretty sure that the candle and the coloring book were like a bundle. Like you could pick one, but I'm pretty sure she just sent me this extra. And that's really sweet and beautiful and lovely. And you can see looks like candles and maybe sparklers. And then those old green pickup trucks. And oh, I love this. I'm so excited. So anyway, that was kind of a ramble, but a very cool package that I was excited to order. And like I said, I'm pretty sure she sent this to me extra. But you can find all sorts of lovely things, from prayer candles to really cool earrings to her Outlaw Oracle or the Desert Rites Oracle or the Honky Tonk coloring book. And yeah, for one, the world is a weird place, but I think it always has been. And I know that buying things for myself doesn't heal the world. Like, I get it. But I do love when we can speak with our dollars and celebrate and support artists whose work we love and artists whose voices we admire, and also artists who also admire artists that we love as well. So in the case of like Hilary Banks Self, we both love Dolly Parton. And I think there's a fine line here, but I'm going to pontificate for a minute. There's a fine line between retreating and only thinking of myself. And I'm speaking to myself now. There's also, though, times for retreat, for self-care and so forth, and finding joy in all of those things. And I've read differing reports, and I think we all have to figure out our own balance. But I do think that sometimes it does help to figure out, okay, what is it that I need to work on for healing? And how can I do that so that when I offer myself into the world for work and creativity and other things and passions, that I can do, like, take care of myself and yet offer up I don't think you have to be completely healed or whole to do anything. For one, I think we're all whole as we are. And two, healing is an ongoing thing. I hope that if I live to be 117, I don't know why that number popped up, but if I live to be that old, I would hope that up until the day that I die, I'm working on healing work for myself and all around. So I realized, like, there was a point in time when I did sort of retreat and only kind of thought about myself. Now, self-care is important, self-love is important, but I also know that I want to be out in the world while also working on that inner work, recognizing that it takes all of us working together. Okay, I'll leave it at that. That was a bit of a ramble. I hope you're well. I hope you're finding ways to take care of yourself. I hope that if you're able to, that you can find ways to support artists whose work you love, even if it's just sending them an email or a message saying, I really admire what you're doing. I know that I feel I'm lucky that I could spend the money to get these things, but support can come in a lot of different ways. And even if it's not someone you know, commenting on a post of theirs saying, look, I love that art that you've made. Thanks for putting your voice out there in the world. And with that, I'll get off my high horse, haha, since it's the Honky Tonk Tarot. And I think I'm going to go burn this candle pretty soon with thoughts of healing and prayers, and to remind us that we need the light and the dark. And take care. Thanks for being here.